A litany of complaints then from students who are already worried about a new format, a new exam, and now, of course, all these other issues that are being highlighted as well. Let's take this across to guests joining us on the program. Devyani Mungali, founder of the Sanskriti Group of Schools, is with us. Dr. Sanjeev Rai, an educationist, also with us. Anish Paltankar, who's a student, is with us as well. Anish, we'd like to hear from you first. What is your specific concern and issue at this point, and do you have an exam tomorrow? When is your first exam?
No, I do not have an exam tomorrow. My exam is actually between 5th and 11th. I'm giving CET, which is the Central Common Entrance Test for engineering. So I'm not giving CUET. I'm giving
all right,
CET.
fair enough.
So I do not have an exam till that time. Yeah.
Okay. Let me take this across to Ms. Mughali then. The fact that students are at this point saying that there are too many things that they have to contend with. One of them is the fact that there are multiple venues. Admit cards are not actually talking about specific venues. And, there are those who are saying that it's a matter of, confidentiality. Is that a valid reason in your opinion?
So I empathize with all the students who are facing these numerous challenges. But since this is the first time, I'm sure there are many hiccups, and there are children who are articulating that they haven't got their examination centers, and they have to appear for several exams on one day. I'm sure there is some pressure, some uncertainty, some anxiety among the children and the parents also. But the long-term vision for the CUET is to provide a common platform and to have a national outreach for children across the country, because for the past few years, we've been seeing that the cutoff marks, the percentages for the universities have been unrealistic. And I don't want to underestimate the children's hard work and for those who score really high marks. But the high scores in the board exams do not necessarily translate into knowledge. We have experienced this personally when children get extremely high marks in grade 10 and then when they join a course in grade 11. But for the problems they are actually facing on ground, I'm sure the NTA, the National Testing Agency, is an agency which has been in existence, which is conducting for quite some time and has been conducting valid, efficient, fair and transparent exams of international level. I'm sure there will be some recourse for these children and those who don't get, I am speaking on behalf of the children that they must get an opportunity if they haven't got an examination center to appear again, because since these exams are going to continue, like you said, someone might have an English exam tomorrow and for the others, it might be scheduled sometime later. So, of course, for the other children will have some advantage. They would know the pattern of the paper or would be able to prepare themselves well. But I'm sure in the years to come or in times to come, there is going to be some more structure and some more thought put in the process.
I think then, that begs the question, was there a need to really rush into it before all these technicalities and logistical issues were really sort of thrashed out in detail? And if I can get Dr. Sanjeev Rai in, I think a lot of people have had this question. Was there a need to rush into this in a year when, coming on the back of 2 board exams, uncertainty over sort of pandemic times, and now this new exam, which was meant to take away stress, seems to have compounded it further?
Yeah, thank you. As the madam was saying, I also sympathize with the students because for last 2 years, they have gone through several innovations and experimentations because the board exam pattern also got changed. They appeared for 2 exams and the summative exams marks they got as a final board exam mark. Here, I think now the question is not whether it should have been done this year or next year, because it has already been announced and processes have been initiated. So the learning is that if we are doing anything at this massive scale, 543 cities, more than 12 lakh, 13 lakh students, so many combinations of the subjects and choices, I think we should have enough time and do paid work. But I do agree that the students who don't get their admit card, the students who don't get the examination center of their choice, should
let's talk about some of those problems in a little more detail, because these are not problems that can really be wished away. I think students have a very genuine concern over here. Let's talk about the fact that there are different dates for exams for the same subject. For instance, a group of students could be appearing for a specific paper, and then that same paper, well, not the same paper, but the same subject, there's going to be an exam, say 2 weeks or 3 weeks down the line. And the worry is that the person or the group of students who are taking that exam later are generally going to get more time to prepare. Even if it's a different paper and they don't know the questions already, they'll have some idea about the pattern of questions and they will have more time to prepare for it. Devyani Mungali, is that a legitimate concern?
For some children, there might be, but as far as I am aware, there has been a mock test that has been conducted, which is not enough, I'm sure, for the children who are appearing for the exam for the first time. And I'm sure there would be a cell or some helpline number where people can reach out with their suggestions. Like the gentleman who's with us who said that this is already to debate whether this was done in a hurry or not is kind of not relevant as of now. As of now, it is we should be putting the children at ease and providing some numbers, some links where they get an opportunity to, in case they haven't got the right center, in case there are many exams. So I don't know whether there is a counseling cell or some number for outreach for these children where they can find a solution to the problems that they are facing.
Right. Anish, from the point of view of a student and someone who's appearing for other entrance tests as well, there are those who are sort of worried about how if they try and do the CUET and also, for instance, the NEET or other competitive exams, then in some cases the scheduling is such as that there are just 2 or 3 days in between exams. Is that a problem?
Yes, that's definitely problem, especially like I'm in that problem right now because see, the BITSAT exams, the BITSAT dates and the CET dates are like almost colliding. Then there's JEE also, JEE second attempt, which is in the last week of July. So preparing for all of them at the same time is a little tricky, and given that there's very few days between each and every exam, it's hard to basically shift your mindset from JEE, which is a so much more competitive exam than CET. Just the shift of the mindset is very stressful. And then there's NEET, which is on 17th July as well. So those who are doing all of them, it's a problem.
Right. Sanjeev Rai, before we wrap this up, any last thoughts or advice that you have for students?
For the students and policymakers both, I think the root cause of this chaos is that we don't have several centers of excellence in the country. If every region, every pocket, there are institutions who are offering quality education, everybody would not be rushing to only the central universities and Delhi universities and Chennai University. So I think the need is to provide equal opportunity of learning to every student of this country, because those students who don't have the digital access were also marginalized. No, we are talking about the students who didn't get the admit card, but there are students who didn't get even the learning opportunities during the lockdown and last one academic year in the school education as well. So if we have the center of excellence in every corner of the country, every city of the country, I think this burden of conducting massive exam at centralized manner would not be there.
Thoughts, what would you like to advise students at this point, the ones who are extremely nervous at this point about both taking a new exam and just wondering how they'll fare?
I'm sorry, Ms. Mukherjee, is this for...
Yes, for you. That's for you. Yes.
For me?
Yes.
So I wish them all the best, and I know they are like CUET pioneers this year. So they have this extra, I think, I won't say burden, but probably anxiety or challenge that they're going to face, especially since 2 years, almost 2 years they've been studying online during the pandemic. And like Anish said, several children are grappling with all these challenges of appearing for different competitive exams. But I do hope that in the years to come, if this is the way forward, and like Dr. said, that we should have more centers of excellence, yes, and probably try to decentralize the process for students. But I'm sure in years to come with the NEP, the implementation of the NEP, and policies from the UGC and the NTA, there would be better processes and for the children as well as the parents and teachers.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you all for joining us on the show.